Michael had been married for 19 years when his wife stopped looking at him the same way. It wasn't sudden, it was gradual, like water slowly coming to a boil. First came the excuses. I'm tired, honey. Tomorrow, I promise. I have a headache. Then she just stopped pretending. And Michael? He did what most men do. He pretended everything was fine, laughed louder with his friends, worked even later, avoided the mirror when he got out of the shower. Because admitting that his body was failing, that part of him wasn't responding anymore, was admitting he was getting old, that he was losing his masculinity, that maybe she was looking at other men with the desire she used to reserve for him. He started looking for answers at 2 in the morning when she was asleep, when no one could see him typing those shameful words into Google. Low testosterone at 47. Can't perform in bed anymore. Wife losing interest in me. And you know what he found? What you've probably already found too? The same generic answers as always. Lose weight, exercise more, reduce stress. Maybe it's psychological. Or worse, ads for those expensive blue pills. The ones that cost $80 per dose, that you have to plan 30 minutes ahead, that give you a headache and make your face red like you're having a heart attack. Those pills that scream to your wife, hey, look, I need chemical help to want you. How romantic, right? Michael tried everything. He bought testosterone boost supplements on Amazon that did absolutely nothing except empty his wallet. Cut out beer, cut out red meat, started eating those bland salads that promised to increase virility. He even went to the doctor. You know what the doc said? It's normal after 40, Michael. The body changes. Accept it. Accept it. As if it were normal for a 47-year-old man to feel like he's 70. As if it were normal to avoid intimacy with the woman you love because you're afraid of failing again. As if it were normal to feel less of a man with each passing day. No, it's not normal, and you know that because you used to be different. You remember when all it took was a look from her, a touch, a whisper. You remember when you didn't have to think. Your body just responded. You remember when you felt powerful, confident, alive. And now? Now you avoid the bedroom. Go to sleep after her. Wake up before her. Anything to not face that embarrassing moment where she notices and you notice that she noticed. You've invented an entire library of excuses. Tough day at work. My back is killing me. I think I'm getting sick. And with each excuse, a part of you dies because you know that she knows. And you know she's starting to wonder if the problem isn't her, if you still want her, if you're having an affair. And the worst part, you can't explain. Because how do you say, my body doesn't work anymore without sounding like a defeated man? But here's the truth no one told you. The problem is not your age. It's not just accept it. It's not psychological. The problem is happening right now, every morning, in the place you least expect, in your shower. Yes, you read that right. That morning ritual you've been doing for decades, taking a shower, is silently destroying your ability to have strong erections. And no, I'm not talking about water that's too hot, though that's also a problem. I'm talking about something much more sinister, something that 82% of men over 40 do without knowing they're literally killing their libido. Something that's blocking blood flow to where you need it most. Something that's suffocating the production of nitric oxide in your body, the molecule that determines whether you have steel erections or nothing. Before I reveal what it is, you need to understand how your body really works, because your doctor didn't explain it. Viagra commercials didn't tell you, and those male health gurus on Instagram certainly don't know. Your erection doesn't just depend on testosterone. It depends on a molecule called nitric oxide. It's nitric oxide that relaxes the blood vessels in your penis. It's what allows blood to flow there with force. It's what determines whether you get hard as a rock or soft as jelly. Without enough nitric oxide, it doesn't matter how mentally aroused you are. It doesn't matter how much you want your wife. It doesn't matter how many pills you take. Your body simply cannot direct enough blood. And you know what kills nitric oxide production faster than anything else? Excess sodium. No, I'm not talking about the salt you put on your food, though that matters too. I'm talking about the sodium being absorbed through your skin every single day in the shower. You think you're just taking a bath, but your body is being bombarded with chlorine, fluoride, and sodium compounds that enter through your pores. And these compounds do something terrible. They contract your blood vessels. They prevent adequate nitric oxide production. They literally suffocate blood flow to your penis. It's like trying to inflate a balloon through a clogged straw. Michael discovered this by accident. He was on a business trip, five-star hotel, one of those fancy places with premium water filters in every shower. And that night, for the first time in months, his body responded. He woke up with that morning erection he hadn't felt in years, that feeling of vitality he thought he'd lost forever. He was confused, happy, almost afraid it was just a fluke. But when he got home, back to his regular shower, in 3 days, everything went back to the bad normal. That's when he started investigating, and he discovered something urologists don't tell you because it's not medical protocol. The water you use in the shower is killing your virility. He found studies showing that chronic exposure to chlorine and fluoride through the skin reduces nitric oxide levels by up to 40%. He discovered that sodium in municipal water blocks enzymes responsible for free testosterone production. He learned that dermatologists have known about this problem for years, but they only talk about dry skin and damaged hair. Nobody talks about what it does to your masculinity. Because it's uncomfortable, because there's no expensive pill to sell, because the solution is so simple it doesn't seem possible. But Michael tested it. He installed a basic filter in his shower. Cost less than dinner at a restaurant. And in 9 days, he woke up different. The morning erection came back, the energy came back, the desire came back, and when his wife touched him that night for the first time in months, he didn't have to mentally force it, didn't have to concentrate, didn't need pills. His body just responded. But the filter was just the first step, because eliminating the poison isn't enough. You need to rebuild. You need to restore the nitric oxide levels that were destroyed by years of exposure. And that's where something European doctors have been using for decades comes in, but only recently arrived in the United States. Something called the salt trick. But it's not the salt you're thinking of. It's a specific protocol using Himalayan pink salt minerals combined with nitric oxide precursor amino acids, L-arginine, L-citrulline, chelated magnesium. When combined in the exact proportion, they do something extraordinary. They unlock your body's natural nitric oxide production. It's like removing a dam and letting the river flow again. Now, before I continue, I need to make a request. If this video is making sense to you, if you recognize this pain, if you're tired of feeling less of a man, click the like button now, not later, now. Because YouTube is hiding this type of content. They don't want you to know about these natural solutions. They prefer you keep clicking on Viagra ads. And subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because I'm going to show you protocols that your wife will thank you for knowing. Leave a comment right now saying, I'm reclaiming my virility. Write it. It's a commitment to yourself. To the man you know still exists inside you, do it now. Michael wasn't the only one. There are thousands of men who discovered this. Men at 45, 50, 60 years old who were ready to accept that their sex life was over until they discovered the truth about nitric oxide, about shower water, about the salt trick. And if you think this is pseudoscience or a miracle promise, keep watching, because I'm going to show you the exact science, the studies, the biological mechanisms. And then you decide. You decide if you want to keep spending $80 per pill that gives you a headache, or if you want to recover your natural function. No side effects, no chemical dependency, no shame. You decide if you want your wife to look at you that way again, if you want to wake up with morning erections again, if you want to feel alive again. The choice is yours. But first, you need to understand exactly what's happening in your body. Your arteries are like highways, and nitric oxide is the traffic controller that keeps everything flowing smoothly. When you're young, your body produces nitric oxide abundantly. Your arteries are wide open. Blood flows easily to every part of your body, including your penis. But after 40, something changes. Oxidative stress increases, inflammation rises, and the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, starts to deteriorate. This is called endothelial dysfunction, and it's the real reason you're having problems in bed. Not low testosterone, not psychological issues, not age. It's your blood vessels losing their ability to produce nitric oxide and relax on demand. And you know what accelerates this deterioration faster than almost anything? Chlorine exposure through your skin. When you take a hot shower, your pores open wide. Chlorine and chloramines in tap water enter your bloodstream through your skin. These chemicals are oxidizers. They're designed to kill bacteria in water. But they don't stop there. They also oxidize the delicate cells of your endothelium. They damage the enzymes that produce nitric oxide. They create free radicals that attack your cardiovascular system. It's like sandblasting the inside of your arteries every single morning. And the damage is cumulative. One shower won't destroy you, but 10,000 showers over 30 years? That's a different story. Add to that the fluoride in the water, which disrupts your thyroid and lowers testosterone production. Add the xenoestrogens from plastic residues in municipal water systems, which mimic estrogen in your body and further suppress masculine hormones. Add the heavy metals like lead and copper that accumulate in old pipes. Your morning shower isn't refreshing you, it's poisoning you, slowly, silently, invisibly. Michael spent 3 months researching this. He found study after study from European universities showing the connection between chlorinated water exposure and cardiovascular problems. He found data from Japan showing that areas with heavily chlorinated water had significantly higher rates of erectile dysfunction in men over 40. He found clinical trials where simply filtering shower water improved vascular function by measurable amounts in just weeks. But here's what shocked him most. The medical establishment in the United States knows this. Cardiologists know, urologists know. They just don't talk about it. Why? Because there's no pharmaceutical profit in telling you to install a $40 shower filter. There is profit in selling you $80 pills for the rest of your life. There is profit in hormone replacement therapy that costs thousands per year. There is profit in keeping you dependent, ashamed, and desperate, but not informed, never informed. When Michael installed his shower filter and started seeing results, he didn't stop there. Because he understood something crucial. Removing the poison is step one. Rebuilding is step two. His body had been depleted of nitric oxide for years. His endothelium was damaged, his vascular system was compromised, he needed to actively restore what had been lost. That's when he discovered the research on L-arginine and L-citrulline. These are amino acids, natural compounds found in foods like watermelon, beets, and nuts. L-arginine is a direct precursor to nitric oxide. Your body converts it into nitric oxide through an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase. L-citrulline is even more interesting. It converts into L-arginine in your kidneys, providing a sustained, longer-lasting boost to nitric oxide levels. Clinical studies showed that men taking 3 to 6 grams of L-citrulline daily experienced significant improvements in erectile function within 30 days. Not because it's a stimulant, not because it's Viagra, but because it gives your body the raw materials it needs to produce nitric oxide naturally. Michael also found research on beetroot extract. Beets are loaded with nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide through a different pathway than amino acids. This means you're hitting nitric oxide production from multiple angles: the arginine pathway, the citrulline pathway, and the nitrate pathway. It's like having 3 rivers feeding into the same lake instead of just one. But here's the problem Michael ran into, and it's the same problem you'll run into if you try this on your own. Dosing. How much L-arginine? How much L-citrulline? What ratio? Take too little, nothing happens. Take too much, you waste money and risk digestive issues. And purity matters. Cheap supplements from Amazon are often contaminated, underdosed, or contain fillers that block absorption. Michael spent over $300 on different supplements trying to figure out the right combination. Some did nothing, some upset his stomach, some worked a little but not enough. He was getting frustrated. He knew the science was real. He'd seen the studies. He'd felt the difference with just the shower filter alone, but he couldn't dial in the exact formula. That's when he found a compound developed by a team of researchers who had been working on nitric oxide optimization for cardiovascular health. They'd spent years testing different ratios, different forms of amino acids, different absorption enhancers, and they'd landed on something they called the salt trick protocol. It wasn't just L-arginine and L-citrulline. It included Himalayan pink salt minerals, magnesium, and specific botanical extracts that enhanced nitric oxide synthase activity. The salt wasn't regular table salt, it was unrefined mineral salt containing over 80 trace minerals that support enzymatic function. The magnesium was chelated, meaning it was bound to amino acids for maximum absorption. And the botanicals included things like horny goatweed and tribulus, not for testosterone boosting hype, but because they contain compounds that protect nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly in the bloodstream. When Michael found a supplement that combined all of this in the researched doses, everything changed. Within 2 weeks, his morning erections were back consistently. Within a month, his confidence was back. Within 6 weeks, his wife noticed without him saying a word. She asked him what he'd been doing differently, if he'd been working out, if he'd changed his diet. He just smiled, because he knew the truth. He'd stopped poisoning himself every morning, and he'd given his body what it needed to rebuild. No drugs, no injections, no doctor's appointments where he had to explain his problem. Just science, just biology working the way it's supposed to. And here's what I need you to understand. This isn't about age. Men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s can have strong nitric oxide production if their vascular system is healthy. This isn't about genetics. Unless you have a serious underlying disease, your body is designed to produce nitric oxide abundantly. This is about exposure and deficiency. You've been exposed to vascular toxins through your shower for decades. You've been deficient in the nutrients your body needs to produce nitric oxide. Fix those two things, and your body will do what it's designed to do, but you have to fix both. Filter your shower water, remove the poison, supplement with the right nitric oxide precursors in the right doses. Rebuild what was lost, do both, and you'll see results. Not in 6 months, not in a year, in weeks. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds too simple. If it were this easy, everyone would know about it. You're right. It is simple. And that's exactly why pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. Simple doesn't make money. Dependency makes money. A man who fixes his problem naturally with a $40 filter and a $50 bottle of supplements is a customer they've lost forever. A man who takes an $80 pill every time he wants to have sex is a customer for life. Which one do you think they want you to be? The information is out there. The studies exist. The science is published. But it's buried, hidden, ignored by mainstream medicine because there's no profit in it. Michael could have kept this to himself, could have quietly fixed his problem and moved on with his life. But he didn't, because he knows there are millions of men out there suffering in silence, ashamed, desperate, thinking it's just age, thinking there's no solution except expensive pills and awkward doctor visits. He started telling his friends, guys at the gym, colleagues at work, and every single one of them who tried it came back with the same reaction. Why the hell didn't my doctor tell me this? Good question. Ask your doctor. See what he says. Or don't wait. Take control. Fix the problem yourself. You know your body isn't broken. You know you used to be different. You just need to remove what's damaging you and give your body what it needs to heal. It's that simple. And if you want the exact supplement Michael used, the one that combines the salt trick protocol with the researched doses of L-arginine, L-citrulline, beetroot, and mineral support, I've left a link in the description. It's called Nitric Boost. It's the only formula I found that has everything in the right amounts, third-party tested for purity, with no fillers or garbage. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm telling you it exists. Do your own research, read the studies I've mentioned, try it or don't, but stop accepting that your body is broken. Stop believing that losing your virility is just part of getting older. Stop letting your wife wonder if you still want her. You're not broken, you're poisoned and depleted. Fix it. Michael wasn't a scientist. He was a regional sales manager for a logistics company, traveled 3 weeks out of the month, ate too many airport burgers, drank too much coffee. But when his body started failing him, when those nights with his wife turned into silent humiliation, he became obsessed. He spent hours reading medical journals he barely understood, watched YouTube videos from doctors explaining endothelial function, learned words he'd never heard before, vasodilation, ENOS enzymes, peroxynitrite, and the more he learned, the angrier he got, because the solution had been sitting right there in published research for decades, and nobody told him. His doctor didn't mention it during his annual physical. The urologist he finally worked up the courage to see just wrote a prescription for Cialis and sent him on his way. The men's health websites were filled with ads for testosterone boosters that didn't address the real problem. Everyone was selling him something. Nobody was telling him the truth. The truth is simple. Your body already knows how to give you rock-solid erections. It did it for the first 35 years of your life without you thinking about it once. The machinery is still there. The biological systems haven't disappeared. They've just been sabotaged. And the biggest saboteur isn't age. It's not stress. It's not even your diet, though that matters. It's the daily chemical assault your body endures, starting the moment you step into your shower every morning. Here's what happens on a molecular level. When hot water hits your skin, your pores dilate. Blood vessels near the surface expand. Your body is designed to absorb certain nutrients through the skin. It's called transdermal absorption. But in modern tap water, you're not absorbing nutrients. You're absorbing toxins. Chlorine and chloramine compounds pass directly through your skin barrier into your bloodstream. Within minutes, they're circulating through your body. These are reactive molecules. They bond with proteins, fats, and DNA. They generate what scientists call reactive oxygen species, or free radicals. Free radicals attack the endothelial cells lining your blood vessels. These cells are supposed to produce nitric oxide on demand whenever your body needs increased blood flow. But damaged endothelial cells can't produce nitric oxide efficiently. They become stiff, inflamed, unable to relax. And when the blood vessels in your penis can't relax and dilate, blood can't flow in with enough pressure to create an erection. It's not complicated. It's plumbing. Damaged pipes don't transport water well. Damaged blood vessels don't transport blood well. Michael found a study from the Environmental Health Perspectives Journal showing that men with high chlorine exposure had 35% lower nitric oxide bioavailability than men with filtered water. 35%. That's the difference between waking up ready to go and waking up wondering what's wrong with you. But chlorine isn't the only culprit. Fluoride, added to most municipal water supplies in the United States, disrupts your thyroid function. Your thyroid regulates metabolism and hormone production, including testosterone synthesis. Low thyroid function equals low testosterone. Low testosterone equals low sex drive, even if you can get an erection. Then there are these xenoestrogens. These are synthetic compounds that mimic estrogen in your body. They come from plastics, pesticides, and industrial runoff that leach into water systems. When you absorb xenoestrogens through your skin, they bind to estrogen receptors in your cells. Your body thinks it has too much estrogen, so it reduces testosterone production to balance things out. Except the balance is fake. You end up with low testosterone and high fake estrogen, a hormonal disaster for male sexual function. And we haven't even talked about heavy metals yet. Lead, copper, arsenic, and other metals accumulate in aging water pipes. Every time you shower, trace amounts enter your bloodstream. Heavy metals are neurotoxins and endocrine disruptors. They interfere with enzyme function, including the enzymes responsible for nitric oxide synthesis. You're basically poisoning yourself every single morning and calling it hygiene. Michael realized this and felt like an idiot. All those years, all those showers, thousands of them. He'd been so focused on eating healthy, going to the gym 3 times a week, cutting back on alcohol. Meanwhile, he was absorbing more toxins in a 10-minute shower than he'd get from a 6-pack of beer, so he installed the filter. A simple carbon-based shower filter that removes chlorine, chloramine, heavy metals, and most synthetic compounds. Cost him $47 on Amazon. Took 5 minutes to install. And within a week, he noticed his skin felt different. Less dry, less irritated. His hair stopped feeling like straw. But the real change happened internally. By day 9, the morning erection was back. Not weak, not half-hearted, the kind he remembered from his 30s. He didn't tell his wife yet. He was cautiously optimistic, almost superstitious, like talking about it might make it disappear. But it didn't disappear. By week 2, he had more energy during the day, slept better at night, felt less foggy in the mornings. By week 3, when his wife reached for him one night, he didn't panic, didn't make excuses, just responded, and it worked. She didn't say anything that night, but the next morning, she looked at him differently, smiled more. touched his shoulder when she passed him in the kitchen. Small things. But after months of distance, those small things meant everything. Michael knew he was onto something, but he also knew the filter was just defense. He needed offense. He needed to rebuild the nitric oxide production his body had lost over years of chemical damage. That's when he dove into the research on amino acid supplementation. L-arginine had been studied for cardiovascular health since the 1980s. It's the direct precursor to nitric oxide. Your body takes L-arginine, runs it through the enzyme nitric oxide synthase, and produces nitric oxide plus a byproduct called L-citrulline. Wait, L-citrulline is a byproduct? Yes. But here's where it gets interesting. Your kidneys take that L-citrulline and recycle it back into L-arginine. It's a loop, the citrulline-arginine cycle. Scientists discovered that supplementing with L-citrulline actually produces more sustained nitric oxide levels than supplementing with L-arginine alone. Why? Because L-arginine taken orally gets partially broken down in your digestive system before it reaches your bloodstream. L-citrulline doesn't. It passes through intact, converts to arginine in your kidneys, and enters your bloodstream at full strength. So the best approach is both. L-arginine for immediate nitric oxide production. L-citrulline for sustained, long-lasting production. Clinical trials showed that 6 grams of L-citrulline daily improved erectile function scores by an average of 2 points on a 5-point scale in men with mild to moderate ED. That might not sound like much, but in real terms, it's the difference between sometimes works and works reliably. Michael started with powdered L-citrulline from a bodybuilding supplement site. Tasted like chalk. Upset his stomach the first few days, but he pushed through. And by week 2 of combining the filtered shower with citrulline supplementation, he felt like he'd gone back in time 5 years. Then he added beetroot extract. Beets are one of the highest natural sources of dietary nitrates. When you consume nitrates, bacteria in your mouth convert them into nitrites. Those nitrites enter your bloodstream and convert into nitric oxide through a completely different pathway than the arginine pathway. This is crucial. You're hitting nitric oxide production from 2 independent mechanisms. If one is compromised, the other still works. Athletes have been using beetroot juice for years to improve performance. Cyclists, runners, fighters, they know it works. It works for blood flow. And blood flow is blood flow, whether it's to your legs or to your penis. Michael added 500 millimoles of beetroot extract to his daily routine. Now he was taking citrulline in the morning, beetroot in the afternoon. By week 4, his wife made a comment. "You seem different lately, more like yourself." He just smiled, didn't explain, didn't need to, but he still wasn't satisfied. He wanted to optimize. That's when he found the research on Himalayan pink salt and trace minerals. Most people think of salt as the enemy, raises blood pressure, causes water retention. True if you're eating processed table salt loaded with sodium and nothing else. But unrefined mineral salt, like Himalayan pink salt, contains over 80 trace minerals: magnesium, potassium, calcium, zinc, selenium. These minerals are cofactors for enzymatic reactions in your body, including the reactions that produce nitric oxide. Magnesium, in particular, is critical. It's required for the nitric oxide synthase enzyme to function. Without adequate magnesium, your body can't efficiently convert arginine into nitric oxide, no matter how much arginine you take. Studies show that over 50% of American men are deficient in magnesium, especially men over 40. Why? Because modern soil is depleted. Vegetables don't contain the minerals they used to. Processed foods are stripped of minerals, and stress depletes magnesium faster than almost anything. Michael added a magnesium supplement, magnesium glycinate, the most absorbable form. 2 weeks later, he noticed something he hadn't expected. His sleep improved, deep, restful sleep. He'd wake up feeling actually refreshed instead of groggy. Better sleep meant better recovery. Better recovery meant better hormone production. Better hormones meant better everything. And the morning erections? Now they were consistent, predictable, strong. He felt 35 again. At 47. But Michael ran into a problem. He was taking 4 different supplements: citrulline powder, beetroot capsules, magnesium tablets, pink salt mixed into water. It was a hassle, hard to remember, hard to dose correctly, expensive when bought separately. He started looking for an all-in-one formula that combined everything in the research doses. Most of what he found was garbage. Proprietary blends that didn't list actual amounts, cheap manufacturing with fillers and binders, outrageous marketing claims with no science behind them. Then he found one that was different. It was called Nitric Boost, developed by a team that actually understood the science, third-party tested for purity, no proprietary blends, every ingredient listed with exact dosages. L-citrulline, 6 grams per serving. L-arginine, 3 grams. Beetroot extract, 500 milliliters. Magnesium glycinate, 400 milliliters. Plus Himalayan pink salt minerals, and a blend of botanical extracts that supported nitric oxide synthase enzyme activity. Everything he'd been taking separately, now in one formula. Convenient, properly dosed, clean. He ordered a bottle. 3 weeks later, he ordered 3 more. Not because he needed to, because he wanted to make sure he never ran out. This wasn't a placebo. This wasn't hype. This was his life back, his confidence, his masculinity, his relationship with his wife, worth every penny. Now, here's what I need you to understand. You can try to piece this together yourself like Michael did. Buy separate supplements, install a shower filter, research doses, trial and error. Or you can skip the 6 months of experimenting and get the formula that works. I don't care which you choose. I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to give you information. But I will tell you this. Every week you wait is another week of damage, another week of depleted nitric oxide, another week of distance between you and your wife. Is your pride worth that? Michael's transformation wasn't magic. It was biochemistry finally working the way it's supposed to. By week 6 of his protocol, filtering shower water plus the complete nitric oxide stack, he'd become a different man, not just physically, mentally. The constant background anxiety about performance was gone. That knot in his stomach when his wife touched him, wondering if his body would cooperate, vanished. He stopped avoiding her, stopped staying up late pretending to work, stopped making excuses. And she noticed. One Saturday morning, she was making coffee in the kitchen. He walked up behind her, wrapped his arms around her waist. She turned around, looked at him with that smile he hadn't seen in over a year. "There you are," she said. "I missed you." He didn't need to explain. She knew. Women always know. But what Michael understood that most men don't is this. The ingredients matter less than the dosing and the synergy between them. You can't just buy random L-arginine pills at Walmart and expect results. You can't take a scoop of beetroot powder once and think you're fixed. Your body needs specific amounts, delivered consistently, in forms it can actually absorb and use. Let me break down exactly what works and why. L-citrulline is the foundation. Clinical research shows the effective dose is between 6 to 8 grams daily for vascular benefit. Not 500 milligallons like you see in most supplements, not 2 grams, 6 to 8 grams. Why so much? Because your digestive system is efficient at breaking down amino acids, but not perfect. Only about 80% of what you take orally makes it into your bloodstream. The rest gets metabolized by your liver and gut bacteria. So if you want 5 grams of active L-citrulline circulating in your blood, you need to consume closer to 6 or 7 grams. Studies on athletes show that 6 grams of L-citrulline taken 60 minutes before physical activity increases blood flow by measurable amounts. Cyclists go faster. Weightlifters get better pumps. Runners have more endurance. Same mechanism. More blood flow to working muscles. More oxygen delivery. Better performance. Your penis is a muscle. Actually, it's smooth muscle tissue that requires blood flow to function. Same principle applies. 6 grams of L-citrulline daily doesn't just help during sex, it improves baseline vascular function. Your resting blood pressure drops slightly. Your arteries stay more flexible. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Michael felt this as better energy throughout the day. Less afternoon crashes, clearer thinking, better workouts at the gym. But L-citrulline alone isn't enough. You also need L-arginine for immediate nitric oxide response. Citrulline provides the sustained release. Arginine provides the quick hit. The effective dose for L-arginine is 3 to 5 grams daily. More than that, and you risk digestive upset, diarrhea, bloating. Your body can only process so much at once. Taken together, citrulline and arginine create a continuous cycle. Arginine converts to nitric oxide immediately. Citrulline converts to arginine in your kidneys over several hours, providing a steady stream. It's like having a fire that burns hot right away, then logs that keep it burning all day. But even with perfect amino acid dosing, you're only addressing one pathway to nitric oxide production. That's where beetroot extract comes in. Beets contain nitrates, not the synthetic nitrates in processed meats that everyone warns you about. Natural, plant based nitrates that your body handles completely differently. When you consume beetroot, bacteria in your mouth convert the nitrates into nitrites. You swallow those nitrites. They enter your stomach, then your bloodstream, and convert into nitric oxide through a process that doesn't require the nitric oxide synthase enzyme at all. This is critical. If your nitric oxide synthase enzyme is damaged or inefficient, which it often is in men over 40, you can still produce nitric oxide through the nitrate pathway. You're giving your body a backup system. Clinical trials with beetroot juice show measurable improvements in blood pressure, endothelial function, and exercise performance at doses around 500 milliliters of concentrated extract, equivalent to about 2 cups of beet juice. Michael tried drinking actual beet juice for a week. It tasted like dirt, stained everything, was inconvenient and expensive. Beetroot extract in capsule form solved that. Same benefit, none of the hassle. But here's where most men screw up, and where Michael almost screwed up too. They take these ingredients and wonder why nothing happens. The reason? Mineral deficiency. Specifically, magnesium. Magnesium is required for over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. One of those reactions is the conversion of L-arginine into nitric oxide. Without adequate magnesium, the nitric oxide synthase enzyme can't function at full capacity. You can take all the arginine and citrulline in the world, but if your magnesium levels are low, your production will be bottlenecked. Studies show that magnesium supplementation alone improves endothelial function and nitric oxide availability. Add it to an arginine-citrulline stack, and the results multiply. The effective dose is 400 to 500 milliliters of elemental magnesium daily, not magnesium oxide, which is cheap and poorly absorbed, magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, which your body actually uses. Michael started taking 400 milliliters of magnesium glycinate before bed. 2 weeks later, his sleep quality doubled. He was falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, waking up actually rested. Better sleep equals better testosterone production. Testosterone is produced during deep sleep cycles. No deep sleep, no testosterone. It's that simple. More testosterone plus better nitric oxide production, that's the combination that changes everything. But there's one more piece to this puzzle that most people miss entirely: the Himalayan pink salt mineral complex. You've been told your whole life that salt is bad, raises blood pressure, causes heart disease, avoid it at all costs. That's true for refined table salt, which is pure sodium chloride stripped of every other mineral. But unrefined salt, like Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt, contains over 80 trace minerals: potassium, calcium, zinc, selenium, copper, manganese. These minerals are electrolytes. They regulate cellular function, nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and yes, vascular tone. Sodium itself, in the right balance with potassium and magnesium, actually supports healthy blood pressure by helping your body maintain proper fluid balance. The problem in modern diets isn't sodium, it's the ratio. Too much sodium, not enough potassium and magnesium. When you supplement with mineral-rich salt in small amounts, you're giving your body the cofactors it needs for thousands of biochemical reactions. Michael added a quarter teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt to his morning water with lemon. Noticed better hydration, less cramping during workouts, more sustained energy. Small thing, big impact. Now, here's the reality. Michael spent 6 months figuring all this out, buying separate ingredients, testing doses, adjusting timing, spending over $400 on different supplements before landing on what actually worked. You don't have to do that. There are formulas now that combine everything in the research doses. Third-party tested, clean ingredients, no fillers or proprietary blends where they hide behind vague labels. Nitric Boost is one of them. It has 6 grams of L-citrulline, 3 grams of L-arginine, 500 milliliters of beetroot extract, 400 milliliters of magnesium glycinate, plus the Himalayan salt mineral blend, and botanical extracts like horny goatweed and tribulus that protect nitric oxide from breaking down too fast. Everything in one scoop. Mix it with water. Done. I've left the link in the description. You can check it out or not, that's your call. But understand this. Every day you wait is another day of vascular damage, another day of depleted nitric oxide, another day of feeling like a shadow of the man you used to be. This isn't about buying a supplement. This is about deciding whether you're going to take control or keep accepting decline as inevitable. Michael made his choice. His wife is happier. He's happier. Their marriage is stronger. You can make the same choice, or you can keep scrolling. Keep hoping it gets better on its own. Keep pretending age is the problem. Your call. Robert was 52 when he found Michael's story online. He'd been struggling for 3 years, tried Viagra twice, hated the side effects, tried testosterone replacement therapy, felt jittery and aggressive, quit after 2 months. His wife had stopped initiating entirely. They had sex maybe once a month, and even that felt like a chore, like she was doing him a favor. Robert was ashamed, embarrassed. He'd been a college athlete, played Division II football, always prided himself on being strong, capable, in control. Now he couldn't control the most basic function of his own body. He read Michael's protocol, installed a shower filter that week, ordered L-citrulline, beetroot extract, magnesium. Within 10 days, he noticed a difference. Not dramatic, not like a light switch, but the morning erections started coming back. Faint at first, then stronger. By week 3, his wife made a comment during dinner. "You seem more energetic lately. Are you feeling okay?" He laughed, told her he'd changed a few things. She didn't press. But that night, when they went to bed, she reached for him. And for the first time in months, he didn't freeze up with anxiety, didn't wonder if he'd fail. His body just worked. She noticed, didn't say anything, but he could see it in her eyes. Relief. Happiness. That spark he thought was gone forever. 2 months later, they were having sex 2, sometimes 3 times a week, like they were in their 30s again. Robert told his brother-in-law, who told his best friend, who told his coworker. All men over 45, all dealing with the same quiet struggle. They all tried the protocol, shower filter plus nitric oxide supplementation. And they all reported back the same thing. It works. Not for everyone. Nothing works for everyone. If you have serious cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or severe hormonal imbalances, you need medical intervention. But for the average guy whose body is just declining from years of chemical exposure and nutrient depletion, this fixes it. Then there's David, age 58. Divorced, started dating again after 5 years alone. He was terrified. What if he couldn't perform? What if he embarrassed himself with a new woman? He found the protocol through a men's health forum. Skeptical, but desperate. Started with the shower filter and a basic citrulline supplement. Didn't go all in yet. Wanted to see if it was real. 3 weeks later, he met someone. They went on a few dates. Things progressed. And when the moment came, he didn't falter. She didn't know he'd been worried. Didn't know he'd spent the previous 5 years avoiding intimacy out of fear. She just knew he was present, confident, capable. David upgraded to the full stack after that. Nitric boost with everything combined. Figured if the basics worked that well, the optimized formula would be even better. He was right. Now at 58, he's in the best shape of his adult life. Not just sexually, overall. Better energy, better sleep, better mood, better workouts. His kids noticed. Asked if he was on some new diet or fitness program. He just smiled, told them he was taking care of himself, which was true. These aren't isolated stories. There are thousands of men who figured this out. They just don't talk about it publicly because society has conditioned men to suffer in silence, to never admit weakness, to never ask for help. So they fix the problem quietly, get their lives back, move on. But the information is out there. The science is published. The solutions exist. You just have to be willing to try. And here's the part that nobody tells you. Fixing your sexual function isn't just about sex. It's about vitality, confidence, the way you carry yourself, the way you interact with your wife, your colleagues, your friends. When you feel like a man again, everything changes. You stop avoiding, stop hiding, stop making excuses. You show up fully in every area of your life. That's what nitric oxide really does. It doesn't just improve blood flow to your penis, it improves blood flow everywhere. Your brain, your heart, your muscles, your skin. You think clearer, sleep better, recover faster, look healthier, and yes, you perform better in bed. But that's almost a side effect. The real benefit is feeling alive again. Michael, Robert, David, they all said the same thing. I didn't realize how much I'd declined until I felt normal again. You don't notice the slow fade. You just wake up one day and realize you're a shell of who you used to be. This brings you back, not to 25, you're not 25, but to the best version of your current age. Strong, energetic, confident, functional, the way you're supposed to feel. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this sounds too good to be true. If it worked this well, everyone would be doing it. You're right. It does sound too good to be true. That's because you've been conditioned to believe that decline is inevitable, that aging means falling apart, that needing pills and prescriptions is just part of getting older. But that's not biology. That's marketing. Pharmaceutical companies make billions selling you symptom management. They don't make money if you fix the root cause. Your doctor isn't hiding information from you maliciously. He just doesn't know. Medical school teaches disease treatment, not optimization. Pharmacology, not nutrition. He prescribes what he was trained to prescribe. Statins for cholesterol, pills for blood pressure, Viagra for erectile dysfunction, treating symptoms, not causes. The cause is vascular damage and nutrient depletion. Fix those and the symptoms disappear. It's that simple. And that threatening to an industry built on dependency. So they don't talk about it, don't research it, don't promote it. But the studies exist, published in peer-reviewed journals, available to anyone willing to look. L-citrulline improves erectile function. Beetroot increases nitric oxide. Magnesium supports vascular health. Chlorine damages endothelial cells. All facts, all documented. You can verify every claim I've made. Google Scholar, PubMed, NIH databases, or you can just try it and see for yourself. Michael did, Robert did, David did, thousands of others did. Now it's your turn. Stop waiting for permission. Stop hoping your doctor brings it up. Stop accepting decline as normal. Take control. Install a shower filter. Costs less than $50. Start supplementing with nitric oxide precursors, citrulline, arginine, beetroot, magnesium. Buy them separately if you want, or get a formula like Nitric Boost that has everything already combined and dosed correctly. Link is in the description. Try it for 30 days. If nothing changes, you're out $100. If it works, you get your life back. Which risk are you more willing to take? There's a pattern you need to understand about the men who succeed with this protocol versus the ones who don't. It's not about age. It's not about how severe the problem is. It's not even about genetics. It's about commitment. The guys who half-ass it get half-ass results. They install the shower filter but keep eating garbage. They take L-citrulline for a week, don't see instant miracles, and quit. They blame the protocol instead of their own inconsistency. Then there are the men who go all in. They understand this isn't a magic pill. It's a lifestyle correction, a return to how your body is supposed to function when you stop poisoning it and start feeding it what it needs. Those men see results every single time. James was 61 when he started, retired firefighter, had been on blood pressure medication for 8 years, erectile dysfunction for 5. His doctor told him it was normal for his age and medical history. Offered him Cialis. James took it for about 6 months, hated how it made him feel, stopped. He resigned himself to the idea that his sex life was over. His wife never complained, but he could feel the distance growing between them. Then his son, who was into fitness and biohacking, sent him an article about nitric oxide and vascular health. James was skeptical. He'd heard every supplement pitch in the world. Testosterone boosters, libido pills, all of it. But the article wasn't selling anything. It was just explaining the science, how nitric oxide works, how it declines with age, how you can restore it naturally. James figured he had nothing to lose. He bought a shower filter, started taking 6 grams of L-citrulline and 500 milliliters of beetroot extract daily, added magnesium before bed. First 2 weeks, nothing. He almost quit. But he'd committed to 30 days, so he pushed through. Week 3, he woke up with an erection, first one in over a year. Thought it was a fluke. Week 4, it happened again, then again. Then it started happening most mornings. By week 6, his blood pressure had dropped enough that his doctor reduced his medication dosage. By week 8, he and his wife were intimate again. She cried afterward, told him she thought they'd lost that part of their relationship forever. James is 63 now, still takes his nitric oxide stack every day, still uses the filtered shower, hasn't needed a blood pressure medication adjustment in over a year. His doctor asked him what he changed. James told him. The doctor nodded, said, "Keep doing whatever you're doing," and moved on. Didn't ask for details, didn't seem interested in the mechanism, just acknowledged it was working. That's the medical system in a nutshell. If it's not a prescription, it's not worth their time. But James didn't care. He had his life back. That's all that mattered. Then there's Martin, age 46, tech executive, stressed beyond belief, sleeping 4 hours a night, living on coffee and fast food. His wife left him, not because of the erectile dysfunction, though that didn't help, because he was never present, always working, always distracted. The divorce was his wake-up call. He couldn't control his job, couldn't control his ex-wife, but he could control his health. He started with the basics: shower filter, supplements, then he added sleep, forced himself to get 7 hours a night, no exceptions. Cut the caffeine after 2 p.m., started eating real food instead of DoorDash every meal. Within 2 months, he felt like a different person. The erectile function came back, but more importantly, his mental clarity came back. His energy came back. His ability to be present came back. He started dating again. Met someone new. She has no idea he ever had problems because by the time they got intimate, he was fully functional. Martin credits the nitric oxide protocol with saving his life. Not just his sex life, his actual life. Because when you feel weak, incapable, broken, you spiral. You stop taking care of yourself, you stop trying, you accept defeat. But when you fix one major thing, everything else starts falling into place. You sleep better because you're supplementing magnesium. You eat better because you have more energy. You exercise more because your vascular system can handle it. It's a positive feedback loop. Each improvement reinforces the next. Now, let's talk about the men who fail. They exist. Not many, but they're out there. And when you dig into why they failed, it's always the same reasons. Reason 1, they didn't actually follow the protocol. They took half doses, skipped days, bought the cheapest supplements they could find on Amazon, which were underdosed and full of fillers. You can't half-ass biochemistry. Your body needs specific amounts of specific nutrients to produce specific results. If you take 2 grams of L-citrulline instead of 6, you're not going to see results. If you skip the magnesium, the whole thing doesn't work. If you don't filter your shower water, you're still getting poisoned daily. It's all or nothing. Reason 2, unrealistic expectations. They thought it would work overnight, took the supplements for 5 days, didn't get a raging erection, declared it a scam. Your body has been declining for years. You're not going to reverse that in a week. Most men see initial results around the 2 to 3 week mark. Full results take 6 to 8 weeks. Some guys need 3 months if the damage is severe. You have to be patient. Consistent. Trust the process. Reason 3, they didn't address the root cause. They took the supplements but kept drinking heavily, smoking, eating garbage, and sleeping 4 hours a night. Supplements aren't magic. They work with your body, not against your lifestyle. If you're actively destroying your vascular system with terrible habits, no amount of L-citrulline is going to save you. You need to clean up the basics: sleep, diet, stress, toxin exposure. Then the supplements amplify your body's natural ability to heal and rebuild. Reason 4, underlying medical conditions they didn't address: severe diabetes, advanced cardiovascular disease, hormonal disorders. If your problem is medical, you need medical intervention. This protocol works for functional decline in otherwise healthy men. It's not a replacement for treating actual disease. If you have diagnosed health conditions, talk to your doctor before changing anything. Most will say it's fine, but cover your bases. That said, the vast majority of men over 40 with erectile dysfunction don't have a disease. They have lifestyle-induced vascular decline, and that's fixable. Michael, Robert, David, James, Martin, all different ages, different backgrounds, different severity of dysfunction, all fix the problem the same way. Stop the damage, Rebuild the system. Give your body what it needs. Be consistent. That's it. No secret, no trick, just biology working the way it's supposed to when you stop sabotaging it. Now, here's what I want you to understand. You're watching this video for a reason. You're struggling, you're frustrated, you're ashamed. You've probably tried other things that didn't work. You're skeptical. You're tired of being disappointed. I get it. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. What if this actually works? What if in 6 weeks you're waking up with erections again? What if your wife is looking at you the way she used to? What if you feel like yourself again? Is that possibility worth trying? Or are you going to let pride, skepticism, or inertia keep you stuck where you are? Because nothing changes if nothing changes. You can keep doing what you're doing, keep getting what you're getting, keep pretending it's fine, keep avoiding intimacy, keep watching your relationship slowly deteriorate. Or you can take action, install the filter, get the supplements, follow the protocol, give it 8 weeks. If it doesn't work, you're out $100 and you're right back where you started. If it does work, you get your life back. Those are your options. Michael made his choice. So did Robert, David, James, and Martin. Thousands of men have made that choice. Now it's your turn. The link to Nitric Boost is in the description. It has everything you need in one formula. Properly dosed, third-party tested, no garbage. Or buy the ingredients separately if you prefer. I don't care how you do it. I just care that you do it. Stop waiting. Stop hoping it fixes itself. Stop accepting defeat. Take control. Your wife is waiting. Your confidence is waiting. Your vitality is waiting. Go get it back. The protocol is simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. You need to be consistent, disciplined, committed to the process even when you don't see immediate results. Here's exactly what you do. Step 1. Install a shower filter. This is non-negotiable. You can find carbon-based filters that screw onto your existing shower head in about 5 minutes. No tools required. Make sure it filters chlorine, chloramine, and heavy metals at minimum. Some also filter fluoride, which is a bonus, but not essential. Replace the filter cartridge every 6 months or according to the manufacturer's instructions. If you let it get clogged and saturated, it stops working. This alone will make a difference within 2 weeks. Your skin will feel better, your hair will feel better, and your vascular system will stop getting bombarded with oxidizing chemicals. Step 2, start the nitric oxide supplement stack. This is where most men overcomplicate things. They try to buy separate ingredients, figure out dosing, mix powders, swallow handfuls of capsules. Michael did that for months, spent over $400 trying different combinations before he found what actually worked. You don't have to go through that trial and error. The formula that worked for Michael and thousands of other men is called Nitric Boost. It's not some random supplement off the shelf. It's a carefully formulated powder designed specifically to address the nitric oxide deficiency that causes erectile dysfunction. 1 scoop contains everything you need in the research doses. 6 grams of L-citrulline, the amount clinically shown to improve blood flow and erectile function. 3 grams of L-arginine, for immediate nitric oxide response. 500 milligrams of beetroot extract, high in natural nitrates that convert to nitric oxide through a separate pathway. 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, the most absorbable form of magnesium, essential for the enzymes that produce nitric oxide, plus Himalayan pink salt minerals, over 80 trace minerals that support enzymatic function and vascular health, and botanical extracts like horny goatweed, dong quai, and ginkgo biloba. Not for marketing hype, but because they contain compounds that protect nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly in your bloodstream. Everything Michael spent months researching and testing combined into one formula, properly dosed, third-party tested for purity, no fillers, no proprietary blends where they hide behind vague labels. You mix 1 scoop with water in the morning. That's it. Some guys mix it into a smoothie. Some drink it straight. Doesn't matter. It tastes fine either way, slightly sweet from the beetroot. Within 20 minutes, it's in your bloodstream. Within an hour, your nitric oxide production is elevated. Within weeks, the cumulative effect rebuilds your vascular function. Michael takes it every morning with breakfast. Has been for over 2 years. Still going strong. The link to get Nitric Boost is in the description below this video. And I've also pinned it in the comments so you can find it easily. Step 3. Give it time. Week 1, You probably won't notice dramatic changes. Maybe better sleep from the magnesium, maybe your skin feels less dry from the filtered water. Week 2, energy starts improving, you're sleeping deeper, waking up more refreshed, your workouts feel better. Week 3, this is when most guys start seeing the first signs of improved erectile function. Morning erections returning, better response to stimulation. That feeling of vitality you thought was gone. Week 4 to 6, things solidify. Consistency improves. Confidence comes back. You stop worrying about whether your body will cooperate. Week 8, you're operating at a level you haven't felt in years. Strong, reliable, present. That's the typical timeline. Some guys see results faster. Some take a bit longer, depending on how damaged their system is and how strict they are with the protocol. But the pattern is consistent. Follow the protocol, get results. Step 4. Support the protocol with lifestyle basics. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to avoid actively sabotaging yourself. Sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. Testosterone production happens during deep sleep. Skip sleep, tank your hormones, eat real food most of the time. You don't need a perfect diet. Just prioritize protein, vegetables, healthy fats, minimize processed garbage, move your body, walk, lift weights, swim. Doesn't matter what, just do something that gets your heart rate up a few times a week. Blood flow improves blood flow. Manage stress. Chronic stress kills nitric oxide production faster than almost anything. Meditate, journal, take walks, whatever works for you. Just don't live in constant fight or flight mode. Limit alcohol. A drink here and there is fine. Getting drunk regularly will destroy your progress. Stop smoking if you smoke. Nicotine constricts blood vessels. You're actively working against everything the supplements are trying to do. None of this is extreme. It's just basic health. But combined with the filtered water and nitric boost, it creates an environment where your body can actually heal. Step 5. Track your progress. Don't just rely on how you feel. Pay attention to objective markers. Morning erections, how often, how strong, energy levels throughout the day. Are you crashing in the afternoon or staying steady? Sleep quality. Are you waking up refreshed or groggy? Workout performance. Are you recovering faster? Lifting heavier? Going longer? Sexual performance. Are you responding reliably? Maintaining firmness? Feeling confident? Write it down if you need to. Track it in your phone. Just pay attention. Because progress is gradual, you might not notice day-to-day changes, but when you look back over 4 weeks, the difference will be obvious. Step 6. Don't stop. This isn't a 30-day fix and you're done. This is a lifestyle. Your body needs nitric oxide every day. It needs magnesium every day. It needs clean water every day. Stop taking nitric boost, and within a few weeks, you'll start declining again. Not as fast as before because you've repaired some of the damage, but the decline will come back. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush for a month and then stop because your teeth are clean. You brush every day to maintain health. Same principle. The good news, once you're dialed in, it's easy. A scoop of powder in the morning, a shower filter you barely think about. Basic lifestyle habits you should be doing anyway. Minimal effort, maximum return. Michael has been on this protocol for over 2 years now, still going strong, still waking up with erections, still performing like he's in his 30s at 49 years old. He doesn't think about it anymore. It's just part of his routine, like coffee in the morning or brushing his teeth at night, and his wife, she's happier than she's been in a decade. That's what this really is. It's not about chasing some macho ideal or proving anything to anyone. It's about being present in your relationship, being capable, being the man your wife fell in love with, not because you owe her anything, but because you owe yourself. You deserve to feel vital, strong, alive, and she deserves a partner who shows up fully, without fear or shame or avoidance. Nitric Boost gives you that foundation. The filtered shower removes the poison. The lifestyle basics support the recovery. Together, they create the environment your body needs to function the way it's designed to. It's not complicated, but it does require action. So stop reading, stop researching, stop overthinking. Get the filter, get Nitric Boost. The link is right there in the description and pinned in the comments. Start today. In 8 weeks, you'll either be thanking yourself or kicking yourself for waiting. Choose wisely. Michael doesn't tell this story at parties. He doesn't post about it on social media. He doesn't brag to his buddies at the gym. But when a friend quietly pulls him aside and asks if he's noticed anything changing as he gets older, Michael tells the truth. He doesn't sugarcoat it, doesn't pretend he figured it out on his own through sheer discipline and willpower. He tells them about the shower, about nitric boost, about the protocol, and every single guy who actually follows through comes back months later with the same look: relief, gratitude, a little embarrassment that the solution was so simple all along. That's the thing about this. It's almost too simple to believe. You've been conditioned to think that fixing serious problems requires serious interventions, prescriptions, procedures, medical supervision. So when someone tells you that filtering your water and taking 1 scoop of powder a day can restore your sexual function, it sounds like pseudoscience. But it's not. It's just biology. Basic, fundamental biology that's been suppressed and ignored because there's no profit in it for the pharmaceutical industry. Drug companies can't patent L-citrulline. They can't patent beetroot. They can't patent clean water, so they don't promote it, don't research it, don't want you to know about it. They want you dependent on their pills, spending $80 every time you want to have sex with your wife, coming back month after month, year after year for refills. That's the business model. Dependency, not solutions. And your doctor, who means well, who genuinely wants to help you, has been trained in that system. He prescribes what he knows, what he was taught, what the pharmaceutical reps put in front of him during lunch meetings. He's not hiding information from you, he just doesn't have it. But you do now. You know about nitric oxide, you know about chlorine damage, you know about the citrulline-arginine cycle, you know about mineral depletion and endothelial dysfunction. You know the truth. What you do with that knowledge is up to you. You can dismiss it. Close this video, keep scrolling, keep hoping things get better on their own while your relationship slowly deteriorates and your confidence continues to erode. Or you can act. Click the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Get Nitric Boost. Install a shower filter. Follow the protocol. Give it 8 weeks of honest effort. Not half-assed, not inconsistent. Actually follow through. Nitric Boost comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. If it doesn't work for you, you get every penny back. No questions asked, so you're risking nothing. But if it does work, and statistically it works for the overwhelming majority of men who actually do it consistently, you get everything back. Morning erections, confidence, energy, vitality, connection with your wife. The ability to show up as the man you know you still are, buried under years of chemical exposure and nutritional deficiency. Michael got that back. Robert, David, James, Martin, thousands of other men got it back. You can too. The link is right there, in the description, pinned in the comments, 1 click away, 1 scoop of nitric boost in the morning, every day, for 8 weeks. That's all it takes. 8 weeks from now, you'll either be a different man or you'll be exactly where you are right now, watching another video, looking for another answer, hoping for a miracle that doesn't require action. The only variable is whether you click that link. So click it, order Nitric Boost, start the protocol, commit to the process. Your wife is waiting, not impatiently, not with judgment, just waiting for the man she married to come back. Be that man again.